Hello, welcome to another episode of New Gameplay Today. I'm your host, Alex Van Aken. Today, joined by Ben Reeves. Hello, Ben. How are you?
Hello, Alex. How's it going?
I'm doing good, especially because we've got Dan Tack joining us. Dan, how are you?
It's great to be here, Alex. Great people, great games. I mean, days do not get better than that.
What are we looking at here?
Whoa, this is the Ascent, which is coming out in 2 months, approximately 2 months' time.
Oh, rad.
On
Okay.
Xbox platforms, Xbox Game Pass, and PC.
That's a lot of platforms.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So what is this? This reminds me of, I mean, right off the bat, you know, very cyberpunky, but what, twin stick shooter of some kind?
Yeah, you know, that's not too far off.
Okay.
You got a chance to play it, right, Dan?
Yeah, this is actually me playing.
Oh, okay, so we can judge you.
Yes, you can watch me run backward and learn how to fire a gun in this segment. Very exciting. Yeah, so this is a basically, you know, we're all very familiar with Blade Runners and Shadowruns and Cyberpunks. This is in that class, but it is a action game. You see, you know, the modern Shadowrun games were CRPGs. This is definitely an action focus. So you've got dodge rolling and, as you said, twin stick shooting and reloading. There are level ups. There are ways to build out your character, gear, augmentations, sort of like cybernetic implants to give you essentially magic spells and abilities if you want to go there.
Rad. Okay. And who's making this? Is it a smaller team or is this?
It is. It's a studio called Neon Giant. It's a Swedish indie studio.
Awesome. I like that name.
They are small.
Sure.
It's not like two people, but they're you know, they're tiny. Definitely indie.
Fair enough. So what are we looking at here? We are rolling through some sort of sewer system or a power grid.
Yeah. So basically, you know, hey, like every good cyberpunk story, this is a rags to hopefully riches tale. We start off kind of doing odd jobs in the dregs under the city.
Yeah.
Just cleaning up house against these. I think they were called ferals.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think I saw some text.
It's
I didn't really pay it, you know.
Visually grim.
Yeah, it gets a little better when we get out into the city. I'm sure Alex has some of that in here.
Yeah, we'll see some of that here soon.
This is like, yeah, but you start off in like, you know, hey, you're in essentially what is the sewer pipes, and there's like a couple of brutes down there. And,
are the big guys the big robots are just running. I love that.
yeah, the big robots don't want to fight me, but they get caught in the crossfire.
Oh, that's sad.
You'll have a few critters like that as you progress. As you can see, I'm still kind of learning right here. I'm biting off a little more than I can chew.
Yeah, you've got a lot.
How many enemies can I get?
Alex selectively picked this segment so that he can show me getting killed. As you see, there's health pickups. There is later on. There's going to be a lot more item drops. There weren't too many down here where it's just trying to teach me how to shoot my pistol. But later on, you're going to get sort of not exactly Diablo-style loot, but there are many different kinds of weapons and armors to equip based on your playstyle. You can be like, oh well, I'm an evasion build, so I'm going to take these like, you know, a light jacket and some running pants. For example.
I like that a lot.
Or you're like, oh, I'm more of a brawler kind of thing, so I'm going to take like, you know, a bulletproof vest and a heavy visor, you know? And these all show up visually on your character.
That was going to be my next question. That's like, for me, the most important thing with, you know, gear systems. I want it to change the look of my character, you know? I want the ugly helmet. That makes me really powerful.
Yeah, this is really basic. This is like right at the beginning.
Sure, and we're leading up. I think you fought some sort of mini-boss coming up or something like that, but...
Yeah, there were... We'll see.
We'll see. But it does look like you have to utilize your dodge roll to actually, you know...
You do.
It seems like you're relatively fragile, sort of.
You are when you're going against something higher level than you or equal level than you. Like I said, there's a level system.
Okay, yeah.
And like here, I was level 1. The enemies are level 1. And when they are... So, as we call them, even con, a term that goes all the way back to the early days of MMORPGs when you would /consider a foe to see how strong they were relative to you.
Yeah.
So if you ever, that's how we got conning from. Anyway, yeah, here's like the first like whatever boss kind of duder.
And I don't mean to do you dirty, Dan, but I did want to kind of showcase the difficulty.
This is not a hard fight.
Not a hard fight. You're just kind of getting used to things, but
I am.
but I'm gonna make everybody watch you die this run.
I did die on the. Thank you for spoiling what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
here.
listen, I didn't want to shock anybody. I just want to be upfront about this.
We all die eventually.
I stood in fire. Okay, I was trying. I was channeling my inner World of Warcraft. Yeah.
But yeah, this really does seem to be throwing a lot at you, and I have to say, as somebody who's not playing, as just somebody who's watching, I know in the moment you might not be able to always appreciate it, but the light, I like these like bright spots of light, you know, contrasting, you know, the grim dirtiness of, you know, the rest of the environment. It's pretty to look at. All right, so
I did die a lot in this demo. Okay, in the first.
I have a feeling you're gonna make it on this one though.
I do. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I died a bunch of times. You know, some of that has to do with me figuring out the timing on the dodge roll. It's very important. The timing of your reloading, very important. The timing of when you use your sort of like special moves and all this other stuff. That becomes apparent after you play for about an hour or so. Okay. And that gave me also time to get comfortable with different kinds of weapons. I found myself gravitating toward the heavier, slower, punchier, sort of shotgun style weapons. Who would have guessed, right?
Yeah, right.
Dan, is there any kind of narrative to this game?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to get into that a little bit more as we get up to the surface and into town. It starts off pretty bare bones, with very little direction and little opportunity to go on side quests, but that opens up immensely once we get into the city.
Okay.
And I don't know how much we're going to see of that here, but
I've got a few minutes in this video of the city, so I'm curious.
Great.
You know, will the city sort of act like the main hub that you kind of come back to?
That was the implication that I received, but I don't know for sure because I never actually really got to go back to it after my next main mission.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's where the demo ended, but that is my assumption based on what was there.
Well, what did you do when you were like?
It's very, again, this is just the beginning, Ben. So it started off a classic sort of rags to riches, skullduggery, cyberpunk story. You know.
Oh, you leveled up.
I did.
Congrats, Dan.
And I think we're gonna get. Hopefully, we get a look at a menu. I don't know. We'll see what Alex chose to curate here. Besides me getting killed.
When are we gonna get a menu in this joint?
I think towards the end I've got some great menus.
Excellent.
To show off, but I think we're gonna head over to the city here in just a second. Now that Dan took out that big bad.
Yeah, and there are menus, and there were a couple of so-called boss encounters that I got to do during the course of this demo. 3 in total, I think, of varying degrees. They weren't all like that one. Yeah, so this was a big area with lots of different places to go. I got to explore some of them, but again, I think my assumption is that this area kind of like opens up and lets you go in all kinds of different directions as you progress.
Yeah. I love all of the different, you know, species you're walking by. It seems like a really kind of diverse, you know, range of not only enemies but also just like, you know, NPCs you're going to encounter.
Yeah, there were people to talk to in town. Before going this way, I believe I started the next main quest chain. And there's all the kinds of like, you know, Blade Runnery, like, you know, ramen shops and other, you know, shady dealers and stuff to interact with in the main city as you go along. But again, that's all stuff that I think is better off explored when we get our hands on with the full game.
Well, and Dan, you played this single player, but
correct.
The full game, it's going to have a co-op.
Up to 4 players, yeah.
Really? Yeah. I did not know that. Wow.
That intrigues me a lot. But yeah, we couldn't play with other people during this demo.
No, yeah, that has definitely piqued my interest. On top of seeing this in action.
I do wonder how that's going to play. It's pretty frantic single player, so I can imagine being very interesting. I do want to try that. And this is, as I said, Game Pass on day 1, so you know, if you're curious, it's an easy dip in.
Game Pass day 1, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, and I love, you know, not only are we getting, you know, the numbers that I'm sure will continue to climb as we
go up.
Yeah, make the numbers go up. I saw some exclamation points above enemies' heads. I'm all about it.
Oh yeah, when they go and get their friends. Yeah, you really don't want that to happen. Of course, it happens quite a bit in my experience as I'm learning how to think. And of course, what game would be complete without red barrels that you could shoot? Right.
Right.
So here I'm still like,
game.
Yeah,
Mario
I'm still
doesn't do red barrels.
Over the course of the demo, I had, you know, some automatic weapons, a lot of little poppy pistols, the riot gun, which was my eventual winner. Man, yeah, I wasn't kidding. Alex really did want to highlight all my deaths. So there you go, folks.
There you go. The menu looks cool too. That's actually what I really wanted to look at.
And Alex, will you be recording when Dan dies in real life?
Oh wow. I mean, hey.
Jeez.
I don't know. Oof. Dan, talk to a fortune teller. Let me know. We can, try to.
You are interested, it sounds like.
No, actually, no. That sounds horrifying. I think I'm good.
So we got, traditional. There's like treasure chests and stuff to hit. Again, I've seen other people compare it to Diablo and stuff like that. I'm not really willing to go that far, but it's definitely an action RPG kind of style of the in the cyberpunk world.
And can you customize your character? I know you can get more gear. I assume you can customize the look of your character too.
Yes. Now, okay. The gear does determine your look, as far as I could tell. I don't know if there's any transmog.
Oh, look, a menu.
Yes. And here's me putting in some skill points here.
Nice. So we got skills, loadout. I'm just reading the top: armor, augmentations.
So augmentations are like cybernetic implants and other, extraordinary abilities that you can gain from getting, cybernetics.
I love that Mega Man hat too.
Yeah, I was wearing a pretty, I didn't have a whole lot of options at this point in the game. I kind of just went with it. But yeah, you can make your. I was looking a little bit cooler by the end of the demo.
I mean, that's also cyberpunky, right? It's like here's just a bunch of stuff cobbled together.
Yeah, it kind of fits, honestly.
I'll do whatever I can.
And
it's a little different than like. Yeah. I feel like in games, like WoW, when I look ridiculous, I'm like, well, I wish I was looking cool. But in a game like this, it's like, yeah, sure, like, give me a neon Mega Man hat. Yeah, that's what this guy just doesn't care, I feel like that's cyberpunk.
And depending on what you're going for, you can in fact mix and match to be successful. So,
well, nice. Cool. Well, Dan, anything else you want to cover before we wrap up this NGT?
Keep an eye out for this one. It's coming out soon, so I'm sure we'll get another chance to look at it. This is an interesting first look at it.
Yeah, like I said, my interest is piqued. I'm very curious to see more from this game. Again, it's called The Ascent, right?
Yep, The Ascent.
Awesome, and it's coming out when? 2 months from now?
July 29th.
July 29th. Well, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Dan, for joining me today. And thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video, to the YouTube channel, all that fun stuff. Leave a comment down below letting us know what you think about The Ascent. And we'll see you in the next episode of New Gameplay Today.
Bye.
Cool beans.